Welcome to the channel. In this video, we will discuss China's economy. As of May 2025, China's economy continues its complex evolution, balancing structural reforms with emerging challenges in a rapidly changing global environment. While maintaining its position as the world's second-largest economy, China faces a transformative period marked by both significant hurdles and innovative policy responses. China's GDP growth in early 2025 has stabilized around 4.5%, reflecting the government's shift away from pursuing rapid expansion at all costs. This high-quality growth approach prioritizes sustainable development over raw GDP numbers, focusing on economic efficiency, environmental protection, and technological advancement. The days of double-digit growth rates are firmly in the past, as China adjusts to what policymakers have termed the new normal. Premier Li Qiang's economic team has continued to emphasize quality over quantity, implementing policies aimed at boosting domestic consumption, while managing the country's significant real estate challenges. The property sector, once accounting for nearly 30% of GDP, has undergone substantial restructuring following the liquidity crises that began with Evergrande in 2021, and continued through various major developers. By mid-2025, government intervention has largely stabilized the property market through coordinated actions, including the establishment of a centralized asset management company to absorb distressed assets, selective bailouts, and localized policies allowing cities to adjust restrictions based on regional conditions. Housing prices have generally declined in Tier 1 cities, while showing modest recovery in smaller markets, bringing affordability improvements but creating continued pressure on local government finances that had previously relied heavily on land sales. China's demographic challenges have become increasingly apparent in 2025. Despite the abandonment of birth restrictions and introduction of family-friendly policies, birth rates remain at historic lows. The working-age population continues to shrink, creating labor shortages in manufacturing hubs and adding pressure to pension systems. In response, the retirement age has been gradually increased, and significant investments have been made in automation and productivity-enhancing technologies to mitigate workforce shortages. Technology has become the central battleground for China's economic future. The dual circulation strategy continues to emphasize self-reliance in critical technologies while maintaining international engagement. Despite ongoing Western restrictions on advanced semiconductor technology access, China's investments in domestic chip production are beginning to yield results, though still lagging several generations behind global leaders. Chinese companies have achieved notable breakthroughs in artificial intelligence applications, renewable energy, and electric vehicles, with BYD and other domestic automakers expanding their global market share. The country's digital yuan has gained wider domestic adoption, and is being piloted in cross-border transactions with Belt and Road Initiative partners, representing China's push for greater influence in international financial infrastructure. Rebalancing toward domestic consumption remains a key priority in 2025. The government has expanded social safety nets, improved healthcare coverage, and implemented targeted tax cuts to encourage spending. Urban middle-class consumption has shown resilience, particularly in services, healthcare, and premium products. However, rural spending power continues to lag, and income inequality remains a persistent challenge despite policy efforts to narrow the gap. Environmental priorities have gained prominence as China pursues its pledges to peak carbon emissions before 2030 and achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. The 15th Five-Year Plan, covering 2026 to 2030, in development during 2025, places even stronger emphasis on green development. Renewable energy capacity continues to expand at world-leading rates, with solar and wind installations reaching new records. The electric vehicle transition has accelerated, with internal combustion engine vehicles now representing less than 40% of new car sales. China's economic relationships have become increasingly complex in 2025. While maintaining substantial trade with Western economies, China has diversified its economic partnerships, particularly through the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership and expanded Belt and Road Initiative projects, which increasingly focus on digital infrastructure and renewable energy rather than traditional construction. As 2025 progresses, China's economic policymakers face the delicate balance of managing short-term stability while advancing long-term reforms. Debt levels, particularly local government financing vehicles, remain a concern, though the financial system has demonstrated resilience. Anti-monopoly regulations continue to reshape the technology landscape, creating more competition, but also uncertainty for private enterprises. Despite these challenges, China's economic fundamentals remain robust, with substantial foreign exchange reserves, a growing consumer market, and advancing technological capabilities. The economy's transformation from an export and investment-driven model to one more balanced between consumption, high-value manufacturing, and innovation continues, albeit with occasional setbacks and adjustments along this complex journey of economic maturation. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.